Shatabdi. I'm from West Bengal. I have done my graduation and post-graduation in English literature. Recently, I have completed B.Ed as well, and this is I'm also running my YouTube channel. The name of my YouTube channel is Stick with Shatabdi, and I'm also preparing for government job. That's all about me. Talking about my hobbies, I like singing, dancing, and reading books the most. So, may I know something
Okay,
about
that
you?
is here. Yeah, my name is Pallavi and I'm an English trainer by profession and I give online classes to the students. Variety of trainings I
Okay.
provide like creative writing, personality development, spoken English, and everything related to English here, I can say. And about my hobbies, I love to teach. This is my hobby, and I am very happy when the students improve through my teaching. So this is all about me.
Absolutely. Okay. So how
So
long have you been teaching? How long it's been?
See, I have been teaching from last 10 years, even before Corona, and I teach full time online only.
Okay, that it's been so many years that you have been teaching. That's
Yeah,
wonderful to hear about you. So yeah,
yeah, I
I
have
would like
been
to know
teaching
from
for
you that you are actually you are I think you are an advanced speaker of this language. So I just want to know from you that people use advanced words. People, speakers, especially try to use advanced words in their conversation. So should we use advanced words in our general conversation, like when we are having conversation with our family members and when we are having our conversation with friends, relatives? So that time should we use advanced words in our conversation?
See, I tell you, using advanced words in your conversation shows that yes, your English is good enough and you have good vocabulary. But when we are
Yes,
talking casually, we can take a balance. We should not say so advanced words that the other person cannot understand us. We should use such words that the other person can easily understand. Because, see, what is the
right,
purpose of like why I am speaking? Because you are listening. Why you are speaking? Because I am listening. So we speak not
right,
for ourselves, we speak for the other person. This is the purpose of communication. So communication should be in any language. So the purpose of communication is that the other person can understand us well. So if we are using some good advanced words which shows that wow, our English is good enough, but the other person should take out the meaning out from there. So I suggest to maintain a level is good enough, and we should not speak what we know. We should speak what the other person can get us well. That means the other
right,
person can understand us well, whatever we are speaking. Suppose I'm using very high English, but you're not able to understand. So my speaking is of waste. It's of no use. But if I am speaking plain English and you can understand well, so this is the purpose of communication.
right. Absolutely. And what about idioms and phrases? And there are also phrasal verbs. So, what do you think about those? Phrasal verbs are really important. Do native speakers use a lot of phrasal verbs in their conversation?
Yeah. Yes, they use because I tell you, as I mentioned, I have been teaching from
Mm-hmm.
last 10 years. So most of my students are international only. So
Right.
now, like even I have students from India, so they used phrasal verbs a lot. Phrasal verbs means like verbs plus preposition. Suppose I say any verb go, and a preposition used is
Mm-hmm.
to. So go to. And
Mm-hmm.
like another example is wake. Wake is a verb, and then the preposition is up. So wake
Up.
up. So yes, international students and foreigners they use phrasal verbs a lot in their speech. And about idioms and phrases, I would say they don't use like that much if you will be asking about the native speakers. But we
Mm-hmm.
Indians, as we matter by using idioms and phrases, we could show that yes, we really know good English. We use more than the native speakers. And
Right.
I mentioned as previously that we should maintain a balance so the other person can understand us well, whether we are using advanced words, good vocabulary words, transition words, and idioms, phrases, or phrasal verbs. A balance should be maintained.
Okay. That's Wonderful answer I got. I sometimes wonder what is, and it happens. We do not get any native speakers at all. And there are many language learning platforms. They are giving tuitions, but it's impossible for some students to take that to join those courses, isn't it? So we can't know about how do they use idioms and phrases a lot. So I got the answer from you. And so, what are the tips that you would like to give to the beginners and to the intermediate learners and for the advanced learners to improve their English
See,
speaking skills?
I can, okay, sure. I tell you like how one can improve. Like if a person is a beginner, first of all, you should have the
Mhm.
habit of like make English as your habit. Have regularity.
Right.
What happens? A person who is a beginner, he will just like do it enthusiastically for 1 month, 1.5 months, and then he said, no, it's not my cup of tea. Because language building takes time and it is a kind of habit. You should say give like at least 3 to 4 months a minimum of, and maximum you can go around 7 to 8 months to change any habit or a skill. So think in your
Right.
mind, when a person is a beginner, you should give around 7 to 8 months to a language if you really need it to be
Mhm.
developed. So if
Right.
you will not be giving this much time, then surely the person will only wonder, I can't learn English, I cannot improve. So giving time is very important. And the next thing is that daily giving at least, like I tell you, 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening is good enough. How one can start with,
Mhm.
start reading it loudly. This works for all the three levels: beginner, advanced, intermediate. Read it loud. Like, as in, don't do silent
Right.
reading. Reading 10 will not help you. Read only 10 lines, but read it effectively. I always go for quality rather than quantity. See, I tell you, when you are
Mhm.
reading something, say it so loud that your ears can listen to you. And when you are speaking, your
Right.
mouth can speak. And when you are reading, your eyes are looking at it. Okay. So all the
Right.
three elements get activated. So we should always read loud. Okay. And apart from this, think in English. I always say in my every video, think in English, because if you will think in English, you will be speaking English.
Right. Okay.
At my home, nobody speaks in English. Though I'm an English trainer, I use only during my classes.
Mhm.
So what happens by thinking in English, you can create an English environment. But if you are
Right.
just thinking in Hindi or your mother language, you can never speak English at the best. So one should think in English. Thinking in English really helps a lot. Number one, think in English. Number two, practice it daily. How? By reading it in the initial levels. And then for the advanced learner, what a person can do, like whatever is the level, stand in front of the mirror and practice it by using your body gestures. Because
Mhm.
nowadays, just speaking English is not important. Speaking effectively is important. Like, suppose I'm speaking and I say very plain, I will do this work. It's not like done. Now I should say, I will meeting. Yes. So how you should use
Okay.
English?
Right.
By using your body gestures. That is very important part. So an advanced learner need these kind of things, like some intonation and modulation, like saying some words at high pitch, other words at low pitch. This is the demand of the day. Because if a person is already
Right.
working, even I get many professionals, those who are already doing good, but they want a hike in their salary, they want a position up. So why they are lacking is because it's not that they do not have the proper skills for the job. They have the skills, but what they're lacking is to communicate those skills in an effective way. And how one can
Right.
communicate? By using expressions. So this is the need of the hour. So stand in front of the mirror and practice. You will surely be able to do that. So these are like few things one can practice, and practice it over a period of time. At least make like English as, keep in your mind, whenever you are learning English, you have to give at least 7 to 8 months. Only then you will be getting the results you are expecting, and that too with proper guidance. Because doing something and not getting the proper guidance will not give you the results.
Mhm. Right,
So this
right.
is all I want to suggest.
Okay, so you take paid sessions as well. You take free sessions
Yeah,
and paid
I
sessions
provide
as well.
paid classes. I provide paid classes to the students, and apart from this, like recently, I started my YouTube channel just 4 to 5 months
Mm-hmm.
back, and I upload the videos over there also. And I tell you, like teaching English is, I really feel good after teaching because I love to see the
Mm-hmm.
changes the other people get after learning English. As nowadays, learning English is very important. So once you have good communication skills, you can like pursue your job, you can be a confident person. So I really feel good when the other person improves through my teaching.
Absolutely. Yeah, got it. So how do you
Mhm.
manage your time? When do you take your paid sessions? When do you take your free sessions? How do you manage it?
See, I tell you, time management is again a skill which I teach to the
It's
students.
so.
So I know how to manage my time well. I also
Yeah,
time management.
so
So
it's a great skill. So would you like to give some tips so that people can also uh, allocate their time effectively?
see, I tell you how to manage your time well is by planning it properly. And in planning, also, you should do first the important, urgent task, not the important. Suppose I give you my real
Mm-hmm.
life example. Sometimes it
Mm-hmm.
happens my room is very messy, and then I have a class to give. So I don't like clean my room first, I give my class first, because the room can be
Right.
cleaned after like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. But if a student like the time of the class can be altered because the other person might be busy or I'm busy the another time. So I tell you, do the important thing, urgent things first, and important things later if they are not urgent. When you prioritize your work by doing the urgent things, then you will always succeed in life. This is also a way to succeed. I tell you, I teach full time online English and I have 2 kids. Moreover, I live in a joint family and I manage everything
Oh my
well.
God.
I won't like struggle with it, and I manage the things well. Sometimes it do happens that I have to reschedule my class if some or the other things happen, but that is okay. Like we are humans, anything can happen with any one of us. So that's why I make it like flexible with the timings and schedule. So not to trouble the other person, and the classes are like easy, happy going with me. So for time management, I should suggest prioritize the things, do the urgent things first and important things later. Why people fail? They do important things first and they keep the urgent things side. This is the reason why some people are very successful and why some people fail.
Right, right. So I learned so many things, and I want to know from you that when did you learn English? When did you start learning this language? And how did you learn this language?
See, I tell you, English, like teaching English was never in my mind. I never thought to be an English trainer. I have been like from school days also, I've been like speaking English. And I actually started my career with IELTS. Like I always want to go abroad for my higher studies after my grade
Okay.
12. But being the
Mhm.
pampered child, my mother never wants to send me abroad for higher studies. So then I'm
Okay.
actually from a small town, Bareilly, in UP. So I got
Okay.
married in Delhi, but I'm from a small town in Bareilly. So I used to go over there, a center where I was learning IELTS, and even I gave my exam. And then I was like, before my parents, I want to go to Australia for higher studies. But my mother never wants to send me, being a girl child, and she really loves me so much. And
Mhm.
then what happens after some time, then my result was awaited, and then my parents, I was making my parents ready that I let me go abroad. In the meantime, I started giving classes to the students around. Like there are around 60 students
Okay.
in that center, because earlier I tell you, there were not like many like coaching center for IELTS, and that too in a small city. So what happens in Bareilly, like from the nearby villages also, people used to come to learn this language. So I start giving them the classes in the tuition, like under the guidance of the teacher. So I do not charge anything from there, from that ma'am, but just to practice myself skills, and in the meantime my result is awaited. So from there it started all like I started teaching English, I get the confidence, and from that time I have never been abroad for my studies, but I have taught so many students those who are well settled abroad.
Okay,
So this is like
that's
how
great.
it
That's great.
started. Like after class 12 till date, I tell you, I have been teaching English.
Okay,
And I won't say I was like superb the day when I started and the way I am. Everything needs practice and time. So if also I want to suggest, if you
right,
are making the mistakes, means a sign that you are improving. People do not speak up. They just wonder, let us learn for 5, 6 months and after that we will start speaking. No, it will never help you to
right,
improve. Start from day one. You will improve slowly and gradually. If you are making the mistake, it is a sign that you are improving. Because when you will speak up, only you then you will
right.
make the mistake. So slowly and gradually keeps on improving. And I also keep on updating myself. I won't say the things I taught 10 years back, the
Mm-hmm.
same I'm teaching today. I also take like a lot of trainings for personality, for life coach training, mindset training, and then I deliver it to the students. So updating ourselves is good enough. And I give you the most important thing out of all the conversation is just think in English. Thinking in English is the best thing one can give to yourself. And then throughout your life, you can speak in English well without any classes, without any guidance, if you will make this habit of thinking in English. And one more thing, thinking in English should not be situational. Like, suppose if you are happy, you are thinking in English. If something bad happens to you, then you start thinking in your mother language. It should be your habit. Like, suppose if anything happens in my family, I don't think in Hindi or yaar ye kya ho gaya. I think in English, oh my God, how this could happen. So you have to think in your mind this way. So this will help you to improve. Like, it should not be situational. It should be like your habit. So then you will improve. So if by
Right,
following all these things, the person can surely improve and will be a good speaker. I can assure you.
okay. Thank you for your valuable tips. I would also like to follow, and the audience are definitely going to follow your tips. It was really nice talking to you. I have another session, so I have to go now. Have a nice
Okay,
day. It was
sure.
really nice talking to you.
Yeah, sure. It was nice connecting with you too. See you again soon.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, you
Okay,
definitely.
bye.
Bye.